Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to the channel. Great, awesome man. So nice of you to join and to watch. Really appreciate that. Love all the comments guys and all the exciting things. I can really see there's a lot of you guys that enjoy the content. It makes me happy and it helps me to make more content. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Awesome, man. We're going to continue our better way of map conversion from Farming Simulator 19 to 22. This is going to be the second episode. In our first episode, we did the creating of a blank map and making a flat map, blank map, startup map, whatever you want to call it. And today, we're going to start bringing in stuff from the old map into our blank map. I'm going to use this Alpine map. Like I said in that previous video, if you want to do a conversion from FS19 to 22, use the Alpine map because a lot of the stuff is already set up for you, like the ground textures and all that has been already converted because the Alpine map comes from FS19 and yeah, so they had to convert it. Yeah, wonderful. So it saves you a lot of headaches and yeah, it makes our process a bit simpler and easier. So yes, if this is your first time, a very warm and heartfelt welcome to you, and thanks for joining and watching. If the channel inspires you or just makes you smile even a little bit, remember to like and subscribe. It does help me. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, let's get stuck in. What I have here is the Alpine map, and first things I want to do, I'm just going to let you tag along as I carry on with the process and let's see where we end up, you know. I'm going to try and make the videos not too long and too boring, you know. So obviously there will be stuff that takes time and then I'll just stop and carry on later, you know. So I'll do cut and jump, whatever you want to call it. Great, man. So grab your favorite drink, sit back and relax. Let's get stuck in. Good, man. All right, so what I want to do is obviously I've got two screens open, my old map, the wild, and map Alpine. Now in Windows 11 they've got this nice new feature where I can do this and go on to the other one on the wild and go there and select there, and then you have two nice halves of screens with everything left and right. Great, so this is the new map on the left, and on the right is the old map, so that you guys don't get confused with what we do, you know. Alright, so first of all, I want to bring over, we're going to have to close the map, obviously. You can't bring stuff into the map while the map is open. So I'm just going to close this without saving, because I haven't made any changes. I've just opened it for the start of the video. Good. So in the old map, going into the old map, you will find under somewhere in your directory tree, you will find all the weights and stuff for your old map. Now what you want to do here is find the one that says not fruit density, is the GDM. Here we go, the DEM, the DEM. So you will have some name in here with dem.png. So you want to take that file, Control C. Before you do anything, guys, sorry man, before you do anything, make a copy of your original map. So make a copy of the whole map. Just take it, take the map and drag it to and copy it to another position, so you have a copy of the whole thing, so that if something goes wrong, you can revert back to the changes. You know, stuff do go wrong, trust me. Alright, so what we're going to do is we go into this map on this side, the new one, find the same folder where all the stuff is put, and then we just copy this one over, not move. You hold bring it in here, hold control, it makes a little plus, and you just drop it in here and it should be there. Alright, so now you're going to find that there's a map dem and a map 01 dem. So this obviously is the original of the new map, and this is the actual old one that we've copied over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one's name, Control C, copy it. So I select everything before the PNG, and then once I've done that, I'll put a 1 there just to rename it, and then we're going to come this way, paste like so. All right, and rename that file. And now you see in the place of the old original, we now have the one that we've copied. And now let's open the map and just see the difference. Now you're going to have all your mountains and indents and whatever into your new map. So let's just have a look. Before you start anything else, always make sure that you take your window and your console and just check that you don't have any errors. There shouldn't be any errors. If you have errors, fix the errors before you do anything, because otherwise you just create more problems and more problems and more problems. Good. So there you are. That is the Wilds layout of mountains and hills and everything. And I can't even see where my stuff was. Oh my word. Oh, there it is. Here it is. There's a river in here. So once I'll bring the water plane up, you will see the river is there. Good. And now obviously I've got a whole host of fields and stuff here on the old map that I can remove. In order to do that, I want to take. Let us take. Where is it? First of all, let's get rid of the ground, the soil. And in order to do that, we've got rough dirt here, but I don't want to put rough dirt. I want to layer probably. Mind you, I mustn't do that, because we're going to bring over the weights. So yeah, you just save the map like that, because we had no errors. So let's save it. You don't want to change now, because we're busy bringing over all the weight files. Now the weight files is telling the map where everything is, you know. So what we want to do now is find our cultivator density map. Grass 02. Let's just first have a look at grass 02. That should give us the weights for grass 02. Do we have a grass 02 here? Mind you, let's go from the top, guys. All the ones that are black has got nothing in them. So you just go down the list until you find something with color in it, like here. So forest ground. Let's have a look if we have forest ground on this one. Okay, beach sand, forest ground 01, forest ground E01. Wait, forest ground 01, forest ground DO. I'm not too sure what that is. Grass 01. Do we have a grass? We've got grass alpine. Okay, which is definitely our grass. So we will just rename. Then we've got grass dry, grass whatever. Just want to quickly get my head around, because you're going to do the same by you. Then we've got Riverstone Bank, and Riverstone Bank water. Do we have those here? Riverstone Bank, yes, Riverstone Bank we have, and we've got Riverstone Bank water. Nice. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's better to use the Alpine map, because a lot of the stuff is the same, guys. Action needed. I don't know what action needed there. Leave it alone. Okay, so now that we know, first of all, obviously we know that that dem is working. So I'm going to delete the old dem, because we don't need that anymore. Alright, let's start from the top, guys. Find the first one that is not working. Forest ground DEO. DO1. Okay, so forest ground DO1. Forest ground weight. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 4. Doop like that. Copy them. Come this side. Paste them here. I'm just doing it manually now. Oh my gosh, no. I've done it wrong now. This Windows 11 with its new things, it's better to use your keyboard. Control C, Control V. There you go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to overwrite all of these with those names. All these with these names. So take that one, copy it, same drill as previously. Put a 1 there. Come to this one, rename it like so. Okay, and then we go to the second one. Okay, the second one, forest ground 01, 02. There's 02. Copy it. Put a 1 in front. And then we find 02 here. Rename it like so. Right, and then it will pop in here. Come on. Forest ground 02, wait. 2, okay, 02. Now we do 03, so 01, 02, 03. So we're going to copy this one. Copy, Control C. 03 is this one. Paste it in there. It's going to make a... I forgot to do the 1 there. By the other one. Do you want to rename? No. I forgot now. So it is 03. You must put a 1 in front of the 3. Farmer Bob. Keep track of what you're doing. So now take this one, rename it, and that should be fine. Nice. 01, 01, 02, 02, 03, 03, and then 04. Copy that. Put a 1. And then 04, obviously rename that. Enter. Forest ground. Okay. Grass alpine. So now we do the same with grass. So we've done forest ground. Forest ground US. Fruit density GDM. I think it's time to let's just, yeah, I'm actually in 2 minds now. I think we must just run through the GDMs first before we carry on with all the weights. The cultivator density. Okay, so you find the original here. Copy it, Control C. Bring it this away, Control V. Okay, cultivator density, there it is. Now we find density map, height, ground foliage, fruit. Density, weed, fruit. I don't see, I've got the fruit density, but I don't have a cultivator density on this one. On the new map. Ground, is it maybe hiding somewhere else? Info layer, tip collision. Nope, I don't see anything with cultivator. Okay, so that's not gonna. I'm gonna need to find out what did they do with the cultivator density of the new map. What did they use in its place? Yeah, height, stone, wheat. All right. Anyway, let's carry on to the next one. Something to think of. Forest, grass, dark, and then we have fruit density. We know we've got a fruit density. Copy that over. Bring it here, Control V. Okay, fruit density. Density map fruit. Okay, so take that one, copy it, Control C the name, put a 1 there, just to be sure. Go back to this one, rename it, Control V, enter. Okay, so now before we carry on, so we've left by fruit density, and then the farmland is still there. The farmland map 01 GRLE. I wonder if there's a farmland on this one. Density farmland. Okay, there's it. It's now called farmlands. All right, so we can also copy that over. Control C, Control V here, and then same drill with that. Rename. Control C. Put the one farmland 01. Control V. Come on. Windows 11 is so slow with new opening a thing and like that. It takes a bit of time. Anyways, there you go. Alright, before we carry on, just want to have a look. What else is there? Seasons mask. We don't use seasons. Typical. We have tip collision. We've got a height density. I saw a height. So yeah. Let's just see if the map is working. So we leave this window there so that we know where we are. Maps, map Alpine, open the i3D and just check that we don't have any errors. So you don't want to do too much work and then run into a problem. Because the ones you have a problem with, those ones you're going to leave alone. Not fiddle with them. Here you can see now nicely our grasses and things are starting to appear. There's all kinds of stuff here growing on the sides. Don't worry, the old map stuff will disappear in a bit as soon as we get all the weights and stuff in place. But yeah, it's starting to look better. And then why we came in here was to watch the console for errors. If it had a problem with any one of those, it will give you a big no in the editor here. Okay, that's all normal. No problems. Save the i3D. All is happy. I'm going to just leave the console open like that so it's nice and big. Alright, so next was terrain detail height density. So we go back in here. The cultivated density map. Ground foliage. Height. So these are height. Terrain detail height. Density map height. Density map height. And terrain detail height density. So I'm gonna assume that's the same thing. Copy that over. The seasons mask we ignore, like I said. So this is the next one in the line. Copy that. Paste it this side. Where is it gone to now? Info layer. Map height. Did we now copy the height? Yes. So we want to take this original one. Copy Control C. Put the one in front. Once you've copied it, rename it. Go to your new one. Control V. Overwrite. Okay, nice. So there it is. So density map now has gone. And the ones with all the ones with the ones on the name, you can afterwards delete. So you don't have to have them all in there. There's no need to keep them, you know. Okay, tip collision, tip call info layer. Now this is an important one as well, because it's got to do with your areas where stuff shouldn't be tipped. Alright, so I'm just going to see if we have, I'm sure there's, but the tip call also changed a lot in FS19. Farmlands, indoor mask, info layer, placement, collision, generated. Okay, info layer, tip collision. There it is. So this is the GRLE. This one is generated. I'm not too sure why there's two, but anyways, we're going to use this one, terrain typical info layer. Copy that, drop it in here. Control V. Tip info layer, tip collision. All right, rename that. Control C. Oops, forgot. Put the one in there. Okay, paste. There you go. Here's our tip collision done. And then now, what else was there? Mud we don't have on this game, on the new mud map. The height, typical town deco grass density GDM. I don't think we have any of that. Weed density, I'm sure we have a weed. Let's just have a look. Farmlands, I know there's a farmlands, we must do the farmlands still. I know we've done the farmland, sorry guys. Collision generated. So where's the weed? Density map, fruits, height, ground foliage, ground GDM. There's it, density map, weed. I know there was a weed somewhere. Control C. Now the weed is important because under your weed in the old FS19 falls all your deco foliage. So that's part of the weed GDM. So this is very important. Control C there. Bring it this side. Control V. Okay, and then we go up. Find that weed. Density map weed. Control C. Put a 1. Go down to the bottom. Find this boy. Rename. Control V. Enter. And that's our weed. Now that was a very important one. So let us just open our map again. Maps. Alpine. Map i3D. Check for errors. Very important. Keep on checking for errors, guys. Okay. Oopsie. You see now we have a problem because our map's not opening anymore. Let's try it once more. Just want to have a look. Okay, so it didn't like my weed density GDM. So good thing we are awake. So let's go back. Weed density, find it. Density map, weed GDM. All you do now is delete this one. And the one with the 1 is our original. It worked with that one. So delete the one from the name. And we are back to normal. Just have a look if it opens now. That's why I say don't do too much changes. Every now and then just check. Make sure your stuff is working, because otherwise you can do a lot of work and then at the end you don't know what you've done has caused the problem, you know. Check for errors. Oh, there's some errors. Why didn't I see that earlier on? Well guys, okay, it was the height map, the density height map. So all I've done is I've also reversed the height map. So I went back to items, data. I went back to my height map, the cultivator, the density map height. Here we go. What I've done is just taken the old one, removed that one. So I'm just going to delete it now. And then brought our old one back, and there you go, the map is without errors again. So what I'm going to do now here on this one, I'm just going to save because it's happy, and then I want to just go back and check if I didn't maybe messed up and not see that problem there. So I want to go back here because our last one that we did was which one was it? It was, go to the other side, we'll have a quick look. It's our weed, the weed. I wanted to try the weed again. Alright, because the weed is fairly important. I don't think it's going to work, but you never know. We have to give it a try on its own. Just going to give it another go. Info layer, typical weed, there it is. Copy, put the one there, enter. So that's our original. This is our copy or our old maps width density. Control V, overwrite it and go back to our map, open it up and let's have a look. Hold thumbs. Just have a look. Yeah, okay, so it is definitely got a big issue with the width density file. So not to worry then, guys. We're not going to use that then, so delete that. Let's rename this original again. What you can't convert or bring in, you're going to have to redo in your map. But this way is far better than trying to make a new map from scratch, guys, because yeah, it saves you a lot of work this way. Okay, so now we can carry on. Just before we do that, let's just verify if our R3D is now still operational. It should be. It should still be error free. Should still be error free, hopefully. Foliage, start threads. Yeah, it looks good. Alright, so I'm happy. I'm happy, chappy. I'll go back in here. Alright, so from the top, asphalt. We've got asphalt. So this asphalt here, we're going to have to replace with this asphalt because, so we're going to just take it from the top, guys. Work it down all the way. So asphalt has got stuff in it and we don't want stuff in it. We want this asphalt. So we're going to find asphalt 2, 3 and 4. Alright. Copy. Because this is asphalt Alpine 01. And if your map has any other asphalt, rather rename it into this asphalt. And then, because I don't see any other asphalt, so it's only got the one. So you're going to have to choose if you have more than one type of asphalt on your map. Alright, so in my case, I don't have any asphalt, but I do want to take away these asphalts, so I'm going to bring them over. So copy that, bring it here, paste it in here, and there it is. Now the same drill, guys. Alpine 01, wait, Control C, and I call this number 1. Mind you, the names are different here, so yeah, but mind you, I have to rename it because we're going to rename this one now to asphalt the original. Control V, like that. Right, so that is it. Okay, and asphalt Alpine 02, Control C, drop a 1 in there. Asphalt 02, overwrite, just like that. There's asphalt 03. Copy that, drop a 1 in. The 1 is just to rename it so it's different. And then we go asphalt OP 02 03, asphalt 03. There it is. Overwrite, paste. You just have to keep track, guys, because it can get very confusing, you know. So now we're looking for number 4. It's our last one in the row. Copy that. Give it a 1, enter to rename, and asphalt 04, overwrite ours with the original's name, and there you go. So now we've gotten rid of all the asphalts. To be sure it's working, go back to the map, just verify and verify and verify, guys. Still no errors. I'll just save to be safe. Save to be safe. There you go. All right. Okay, back into data. So we've done the asphalts. All right. What I can do now is take all the old originals 3 and 4 and delete them out. Because then it doesn't get so confusing. So I'm happy with the asphalt. So then the next one is concrete. Concrete that I want to get rid of. Beach sand, bright concrete. I've got concrete. So you get my drift, guys. So what you're going to do now is go through from the right to the left, rename, bring up over all your weight files that's got the same names, and with some of them you're going to have to make a choice and bring us, like forest ground DE01. There's no forest ground DE01 here on this side. There is forest ground, however. So I will be doing, I don't have other forest grounds, have I got? Grass, I only have the one, but I've got forest ground US. So I'm going to take this and drop these 4 over these 4. So then I'll get rid of these ones, and this weights will be in there, and it will make my map. And the same with grass alpine. On this side, FG, grass 01. So grass alpine, I will replace with grass 01, you see. So, so I'll put these of mine in there and rename with these originals. So when the map opens, it will open this weight file, but under this name of the original. So that's basically what we're doing. So I'm not going to bore you with my tedious process of working through it. I'm just going to do it, and then once I've done with that, I'll be back with you, and we'll check it out together. Right, guys. So when you've done all of that, you end up with a map that somehow looks like this, which I think it's a much better start than we had in the actual FS22 conversion. So just a few tips. What you will do now, obviously, is you will just customize or finish up all the stuff you want, making it look nice and better, the way it should be. So the first thing we want to do is just want to give you a few tips that you're going to need in FS22 or in Giant Editor 9, which I didn't actually know. In the old editor, you could, with your right mouse button, subtract. And believe me, that doesn't work on the ground textures anymore. It only works on the foliage. So for some reason, you can't subtract ground textures anymore. It's just crazy. Now, I'm not too sure if it was in the old editor like that, because I can't remember. Yeah, it's just how it is. So I've been struggling to get rid of, for instance, this forest ground mud, whatever this stuff is, that looks like rock. So if you want to get rid of some textures now, it's actually easy. I'm going to show you. First of all, you come close to it and have a look at how it looks like, and then you find it here in your ground terrain textures. So in here you will go to your textures and find the one that looks like this. Now I've had a look. I think mine is grass cliff, if I remember correctly now. Yes, this is grass cliff that looks like that. So I'm going to undo that that I've painted now. So now I know what it is. So to get rid of the grass cliff, you can replace it with something. I'm going to replace all the grass cliff with, because the grass cliff on my map is all around the edges of the dams, and then on other places where it like goes over the mountains and that, I'll replace it with grass, normal grass or stuff. So to replace that, instead of using the replace button, you will limit the texture. So what you do is you select now the grass cliff here. Let me just see if I'm talking trash now or if it's working. And then on texture layer is what you want to replace it with. Then I'm going to replace, for all the river banks, I'm going to go for something with a river bank, you know. So let's have a look at what the river bank looks like. Yeah, I don't like that. That's not nice. So Control Z that. So what's nice now is if you paint now, for instance, here, it won't paint anything except for grass cliff, you know. So very nice feature to use. So I'm going to limit the texture then to find something nice. So riverbank doesn't look nice. I'm going to look at this water edge. What does that look like? Am I still there? Oh, sorry, man. This should stay Grasscliff. I've got it the wrong way around, Grasscliff. So otherwise, we want this one to water edge. There. And what does that look like? Not really nice textures. So if you come close to it, that's what it looks like. It probably looks okay. I just don't like the stripes that going through it, you know, like that. It's weird. And that's what happens if you now have a nice texture and you want to use it, and then this stuff looks like that. It's horrible to use it like that. I don't know why they don't just make all the textures multi-angle textures. So what you need to do to fix that now again, thanks Giants, is have a look at all the highlighted ones. You can only use then these ones with the caps. Otherwise you're going to have to make your own one. It's not too difficult to do. Grass, alpine, gravel, sand, wet. Maybe sand, wet. Sand, wet is what I've got in there. If I use sand, wet, then yeah, I'm going to lose the water edge, because that, yeah. Alright, I think let us make ourselves a just want to undo that. Let us make ourselves a multi-layer thing of what did we want to use there now? It was riverbank water edge, riverbank water over. You see, all these that are small letters, they all, if you paint them on a large surface, they give that stripes. So yeah, that is unfortunately sad. The problem now with Grasscliff, or that riverbank water, is there's only one of them. I can't make a combined layer, but I can do of riverbank. So if riverbank looks nice, then I can change that. It probably looks alright. Remember that the water will come up to about here, so you're going to see this in the water. Alright, so let us use that and make a combined layer of that texture. Alright, Control Z. Let's go out of the map. It's not safe because I haven't made any changes. So you go into your i3D. So you right click on your i3D, open with Notepad++ if you don't have that editor. And then, oh yeah, we are already at the layers. So what you do is you go Control F on your search and you type layer. Okay, let me just go right to the top, because then I'll do what you're gonna do. So you're gonna get there. So you're gonna go down, skip, go next here until you get to this layers, where it says terrain transform group and layers. Then you want to find your water edge. What was it called? Water puddle, for animal mud, gravel, riverbank. There it is. So these four, we want to make a combined layer for that four. Riverbank 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what we're going to do is go down to the combined layer. Grab any one of these lines. Take that one, for instance. Select it here on the side, on the number, and then go Control C. You dump in here a new line, press home button, press Control V. Alright, and then all you do now is go up to Riverbank 01, double click on the name. It will select everything between the little inverted commas. Control C, copy that. Alright, but why is there a riverbank? Did I miss it? Oh my word, Farmer Bob. Okay, I've missed it, guys. There is already a combined layer for riverbank. So so yeah, but that's how you would do it. Then you would double click, for instance, the first one, and then Control V on that, and double click the second one, go to riverbank 2, and that's how you would do it now until you at the end you have all four in here, and in the front you double click the name and give it your own name, like Riverbank Water or Riverbank Rock or whatever, just put your own name in there. But now, because I have already got Riverbank there, I never saw that. I wonder if there's anything else that's nice that I can quickly make one of. There's gravel. Gravel. Now, gravel has got one plate, grass alpine, asphalt alpine, concrete tile. Okay. Just having a look. You see, beach sand wet. That I've got that in the middle. It's too shiny for the side of the river. Grass cliff, gravel alpine, concrete asphalt, rough dirt, mountain rock, beach sand wet. So yeah, we're going to stick to riverbank. I didn't notice that. But anyway, it's maybe been a blessing for you to see how to combine, make a combined layer. So I'm not going to save my i3D. I'm just going to close, save, not. And then what we will do, we're finished with these, is just go into our i3D again. So it's been a wild goose chase, guys. Sorry about that. So what we'll do now is we're going to change that riverbanks all with that all this grass, whatever things this is, we're going to change it. So go in here, and we're going to go in here, select that grass cliff thingamabob. No, that's the one we want to. It must be here. Keep going the wrong way. Grass cliff, and then there should be a riverbank now. There it is. I never saw that. You see, and now I can just paint over this without worrying about painting in the wrong place, you know. So there you go. So all I do now is you select there, make it nice and big, because you're not going to worry about other things, and just replace them all with the riverbank. And that way you will now have, so this is just normal editing now, guys. So you're just going to edit your map until you're happy with him. So I'm going to just carry on there, and there is places I see that I'm going to have to add, because the Alpine map is still coming through here some places. So but I'll just add riverbank, and it's so simple and easy to add it. I'll show you now. Now that I've got everything there. Grasscliff. Now why is it back on Grasscliff here? My word. It must now be on riverbank. Who changed it back to Grasscliff? Oh wait. This editor's, sometimes it needs a whack on the head. Good. Alright, so that's what you will do now, is chuck in all your own textures and just make it look nice. Alright, so then now the next one obviously is to get rid of these ones on the sides. Now obviously I'll have to go close now and find the ground texture that is next to it. So I want to replace these. That I know is that Grasscliff, so I'm going to go now and come in close and see rough dirt, gravel. It is probably I need to replace it with something, guys. What I'll need to do first is go here, remove the foliage on an area, so just to see what's underneath. So what you do to remove foliage is just select grass, for instance, and make sure your right button is select to subtract, and then you do that, and then you can strip it bare to the so that the foliage is not in the way. So now we can see what is at the bottom of this. So there's some kind of a greenish thing there. So we need to go here now, and then and I just want to roll this thing back to touch a small bit. Now we need to find whatever this is. For now, I'm just going to make this top one nothing again, and then select here on top. It can't be rough dirt because that's impossible. So it must be something with grass on it. Gravel. It can't be grass cliff because grass cliff is that horrible thing. So grass cliff 01 is the same thing but just without the multi-terrain, the multi-texture, you know. So what else can this thing be? Asphalt? Grass alpine probably, man. It's grass alpine, guys. Okay. So now we need to look for grass alpine if there is a multi-terrain for grass alpine. Good stuff. So bottom one, a grass cliff again, because we want to replace that. So grass alpine is the one we're looking for. Grass alpine, there it is. How did I miss that? I don't know, guys. So now we can just chuck away all these, obviously. And now that I know what that is, I can just undo my changes to the map. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, like that. And now I can start making my changes here to this horrible stuff. And paint out all of that. For that, I will zoom out a bit further away. Make it nice and big. In fact, it's grass cliff. I don't want grass cliff on my map, so I can actually make this thing 1200. Why is it not typing 1200 and enter? And then what we do is we go here to Riverbank Grass Alpine. For some reason it jumped back to grass cliff. I don't know what is going on there. Anyways, and now we can just get rid of the whole maps of grass cliff and replace all the grass cliffs with grass alpine. Just easy as pie. And our map will look much better once we've done that. So we're just making new weight files and in the density files where we can't get hold of, which we couldn't replace and stuff. So that is gonna look much better. How's that, guys? Yeah, it's starting to look like a better map now. Nice, man. Nice, nice, nice. And then what you'll do, obviously, you can see my map height is wrong because it's flying here in the air. I just want to fix that quickly because it is a bit annoying. So you'll click on the terrain and then you will lower or higher your map terrain until it matches the closest, bestest to your scenery. Now to me it looks like here's a water line here, which I'm definitely going to make use of because it's nice. So what I'll do is I'll come close here to the water line and just see that I place my my map like just below the water line, and then that is very sensitive. So at -100 is where we ended. Yeah, alright, it makes sense. Because if I click on this water plane, it will probably, it is 5 up. Okay, so yeah, I think that's gonna look nice. Yeah, it's a bit weird on this side because my map is going down. So I'll just lift my map a bit. And then what you're going to do, obviously, there's some white spots here. So all you're going to do now is grab your terrain editor tool, this one here. And obviously we don't want to be at 1200. We'll just make it 100 for instance. Oh, 100 is still very big. And you're going to just add layers here until you're happy with the height. So all you're going to do then is, I'm just going to bring the strength of these things down a bit. So you lift your terrain a little bit until things make sense. hardness. Bring the hardness down, because we're going to make it smooth again afterwards. So just lift the terrain up everywhere, and then once you've done all of that, you can smooth it out again by going max on the smooth right middle button and just smooth it nicely. So you blend your terrain into the edges of your map, and then once you've done all the blending, you can obviously maybe take these mountains and pull them down a bit. Let's have a look if we can do that. Oh no, if I do that, you see that mountain, I wonder if I can pull it down. Let's have a look. How's that going to look? A lot of trees in the air. No, rather not fiddle with that. It's going to cause heavy problems. So Control Z to undo that. Just fill up your map here on the sides, do the changes, and you are fine. Great, guys. So I think for this video, we have touched on a lot of things that you need to figure out and do. There is also a water plane going through my map here. So I'm going to take this river water plane, just delete that, so I don't need that. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, so guys, I think for today that was more than enough to keep you busy for a while. And then obviously what you'll do now is carry on, fill in all your own, add your own water plane to fill your rivers and dams and whatever is needed, and do your edging and all that, and all is well. And remember, when you move your map, your terrain, don't move left or right, just move up and down, because if you move left or right, you're going to have big issues with alignments and stuff on the sides. So rather just move up and down till you've got the best position, and then fill in the edges again with your terrain height and all those nice things. Great. Well, guys, bless you, man. Hope it's been insightful and fun. To me, I enjoyed it very much. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for my supporters. Bless you guys, and the new map is coming up. I hope you've enjoyed it this week. Tomorrow I'll be launching the Charcoals Rock map to the public, so look out for that on the YouTube channel. I will make a video as well as a download link, so everything should be there tomorrow. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.